Hello everyone, welcome to TGIF, your weekly dive into latest in tech. Today we are excited to continue our series on M365 Copilot extensions. In our previous episode, we spoke about API plugins and we would like to shift our focus on Declarative Copilot, which was the latest announcement in Build this month. To unpack the mechanics of Declarative Copilot, we have our guest today, Bob German, who is a principal cloud advocate. Welcome, Bob. Thank you so much for joining us again. And it has always been a pleasure and honor to host you as part of TGIF.
Oh, thanks. Well, it's great to be here.
Bob, there were a ton of new announcements in Build. And in the previous episode, we did talk about the API plugin as well. We would like to know what is some of the coolest announcement that you believe was from the Build announcements.
Well, kind of my favorite was another one I got to show with David Rousset in our breakout, and that's something called a Declarative Copilot.
Awesome. Could you please let us know more about what Declarative Copilot is all about?
Yes, it's a way of providing a more customized or focused Copilot experience. So when you use the plugin, you're potentially going to be asking about any of the plugins that are enabled. You might be asking about data in the graph. There's so many topics, right? And it's kind of like if you walked into a building and you ask the person at the front desk, you might have to explain for a while what it is that you want. There's a time when you want to go to a specialist, right? I just want to go talk to somebody who knows the general topic. And so that's what a declarative Copilot is just with a little bit of natural language, helping Copilot to tailor the experience for a specific function.
That was the simplest way of, simplifying the way what Declarative Copilot was. Thank you for that. While we have Declarative Copilots and also we have API plugin, how can customer decide over which one is the best route for them?
Well, they actually work really well together. I think, in a way, I think the plugins really shine when they're connected with a declarative Copilot, because then the user doesn't have to remember to turn on the plugin in the panel. It's kind of, they just say, oh, I want to go talk about HR stuff, and they go to the HR Copilot.
Amazing.
So they don't have to think about that.
That's great. So, Bob, is it possible for us to have a glimpse of it, to know what Declarative Copilot is all about, while you have already shown what API plugins are and their experience?
Absolutely. And in fact, I'd like to show a couple of them quickly if I can. So this first one is from my teammate, Aicha Bosch, and it's really fun and really simple. So let me show you how it works. So to get into the Declarative Copilot, you open up this right panel. And here with my chat history, I have also the Declarative Copilots. So you can see that I get a kind of a branded experience as part of this. And so this is a geolocator game. So let's just play the game. Maybe you can help me out. Sure. It's going to give us a geography quiz. So, but they're really fun. So, okay. So here we go. A city known for vibrant street art, famous opera house, and a bridge that's an iconic symbol of the skyline. The land down under where meets the sea. Where am I? I don't know. I'm thinking Sydney. I'm thinking Sydney, Australia. Let's try it.
Okay.
And so this will go on for some time. Good. I got that one. I've been practicing. And okay. So, ancient ruins, historic amphitheater, a coin, pasta and gelato. Maybe Rome.
Okay.
Let's see. So how much code do you suppose you would have to write to make a game like this? Right?
Let me that's my understanding.
Let me show you the code, right? And that's what I really love about this. So there's a manifest, which is true for every app. This is the same as any any app that you would put into Microsoft 365, and it has the logo and some things. But here is the declarative Copilot right here, right? So if I go into that, this is the entire thing.
Oh.
That's it. It's just saying a name, description, and then some instructions. And so really it's doing prompt augmentation, really, whereas the plugin is doing, the RAG pattern, the retrieval augmented generation. This is doing prompt augmentation. So it's going to kind of behind the scenes explain to Copilot that it's supposed to play this game and tailor the humor and facts to match the user's guesses, et cetera, and it just plays the game, right?
This is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, right? And so let's look at look at what happens when we combine the plugin and the declarative Copilot. So I have the tray research here again, right? Same one that we saw last week or last time, but this time we've got a little bit more filled in. So we've got the instructions. I'm going to point out that the tray research motto is always be billing. So we're asking it to always say those words. And you could put other instructions. Here's some conversation starters so the user can just click, right? Here's one, SharePoint. So I don't want this thing to go anywhere in my enterprise and get any old file that it might find. I want it to get tray research legal documents. That's it. So that path only.
So it's like rounding it to the site that you want Copilot to look in when you're asking questions with respect to tray. Okay.
Exactly. You could put one or more sites here. You could also put OneDrive content. You could also put Graph Connector content. And then finally, the action is the plugin. So it's that same plugin that we saw before. So now we're going to combine the ability to call the API with the SharePoint data and all these other features. So let's take a look at this thing. So I'm going to open up the tray research declarative Copilot, and again I brought the log file back in. So I have this, and you can see now there's my prompt suggestions up at the top, my projects, my hours, right?
Awesome. Okay.
So let me try a query here. Please show my projects along with a summary of what's in the statement of work. So I would have had to tell it to use the tray research system. If I just said my projects, it could be anything, right? But it knows that I'm talking about tray research because the plugin, right? And it's also able to go to the SharePoint site now. So it enumerated my projects, and then it went and found each document, summarized the document, and is giving me back. And of course it remembers always be billing. Right there it is down at the bottom, right? So, this is such a great experience because it's branded, it's focused only on. I can really tailor it beyond just the plugin. You see, I think the two really work well together. And then just to sort of again show the reference, if I want to double check and say, is this really what's in the document? Right, there's the document, and indeed, there's the exact document that was used. So very simple concept, very, very powerful.
So thank you, Bob. That was a wonderful demo, and I think you've really given an insight into what Declarative Copilot is and how these both can come together, the API plugin and Declarative Copilot. And viewers, as you saw, this is just the beginning on how you can leverage the extensions and the integrations that is available for M365 Copilot. There's more to unfold, so stay secure, stay curious on the latest updates that we bring through in TGIF. Thank you.